not true. Yes, he does.
No, he looks like Andrew Garfield, who is no longer Peter Parker.
Was Andrew Garfield good as Peter Parker? I thought so.
No.
No, I thought those
third best Spider-Man in the last 15, 20 years or whatever. Wesley Reed looks more like Spider-Man does now.
Looks more like Tom Holland.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Do you prefer Tom Holland or do you prefer Tobey Maguire?
Personally, Spider-Man 2 is just one of my all-time favorite movies. So
it's a great movie.
I just think, yeah.
I thought the last Spider-Man was really good, though.
It was really good. It was way more of like an Avengers movie, though. Like the same way that Captain America Civil War was an Avengers movie and not a Captain America movie. Like, I want more standalone stuff. Like, Black Panther was fantastic because I didn't, see any Iron Men running around. You know? It was literally just, this is this hero's story. We're not trying to tie it into this other story that much. They have the vibranium angle.
This is a valid complaint. This is valid.
I just, I'm okay with every now and then doing an Avengers movie and calling it Captain America. But don't give me Spider-Man, or don't give me Avengers and call it Spider-Man.
And call it Spider-Man?
It was still good, though.
Michael
Keaton as Vulture was great. Every great superhero movie is usually due to the villain being awesome.
Yeah.
Like, Infinity Wars, Thanos was awesome.
Yep.
Ron Perlman, was it Ron Perlman? No,
Ron Perlman?
No, he was not Thanos.
Come on, Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, I'm sorry. So he was Hellboy, and I was like, man, he seems like he would be perfect to be Thanos. And then
actually, he probably would be a good Thanos. I didn't even think about that. All right. I thought Josh Brolin was good.
They spent a lot of time making Josh Brolin look like Ron Perlman.
All right. That's actually kind of true. I don't know if Ron Perlman's got the acting chops to be Thanos, though. I don't know.
You shut your mouth.
I don't know. I don't know if that's
is
true.
A treasure.
It's good as Hellboy. The first Hellboy is good. The second one's pretty bad.
Look,
it's pretty bad.
They can only kill the devil so many times before they have to create the Golden Army.
Yeah, random bad guys, basically.
I read a lot of the comics. I don't remember the Golden Army. I'm just going to throw that one out there. I know that the elves were the ones controlling the Golden Army. That's about it.
All right.
One girl caught on fire a bunch.
Yeah, I don't know what her deal. I haven't watched Hellboy in a long time.
That's her whole deal.
Yeah.
She catches on fire a bunch.
She can't control it.
She can, but when she gets mad.
Sure. That sounds like she's under control. This is bad news here for Wesley Reed. I got an Inquisition of Kozilek here from Brennan DeCandio as he falls down to 17. You see the hand, cranial plating, 2 Edge champions, a Blink Moth Nexus, an Ink Moth Nexus, and a Spire of Industry. It's bad news because it's a slow start, but also I think we're going to see an Edge champion go to the graveyard here.
Yeah, I mean, unless Brennan has another way to answer Edge champion, though, those are the cards that Wesley wants to draw. He wants to draw Edge champion because it survives most of the removal that Brennan could throw at it. But also with cranial plating, it creates a faster clock. Wesley does obviously need to find a few more artifacts to turn on the Edge champion's protection ability, but this discard spell is going to end that dream before it begins.
Yeah, 2 discard spells, 2 Inquisitions. Looks like they're going to take 2 Edge champions, so Brennan's got to be very happy with this chain of events. Gear Pow Aether Grid was the draw there for Wesley. Steel Overseer now the draw for this turn, and you have to imagine you got to get that Overseer deployed. So he will. It looks like it's that or plating, of course. Those are the 2 options here for Wesley. And I would actually go towards the Steel Overseer in that spot and see if it can just get it to do its thing a little bit. It doesn't get better over time.
No, so Wesley is, I think, prioritizing his creature lands at this point. He realizes that Brennan's deck's probably just going to be able to kill the Steel Overseer immediately. If he plays Steel Overseer, the next artifact he plays is going to get destroyed by Kolaghan's Command, as well as the Steel Overseer itself.
Engineer Explosives making this point kind of moot, as it's going to blow up all the 2s. As here's an Ornithopter, Spire of Industry, and now Gear Pow Aether Grid. So Wesley Reed did get to resolve a 3-mana permanent. It's not the Edge champion that he wanted, but this one could be problematic as well, as we're going to pass the turn back over to DeCandio.
Yeah, so this next couple of turns are going to be pretty disgusting. Brennan boarded in Wear Tear as a way to just have an extra shatter effect. Now with the Gear per Aether Grid in play, being able to fuse Wear Tear, that's bad news.
We don't see Wear Tear get fused very often. We are going to right now, though. It's going to take care of Cranial Plating and Aether Grid. Brennan will take one, but I'm sure he'd always take one if that's why he's taking one, which is destroying 2 permanents. There's a Mox Opal for Wesley Reed.
I think we're really going to see the strength of creature-based lands out of this Affinity deck right now. Brennan, you know, he's basically dealt with 4 of the most problematic cards that could be thrown at him with just a couple of discard spells and a wear tear. And now Wesley's basically just going to play on the back of these creature lands. And if Brennan doesn't draw a Lingering Souls, he's going to have to find 2 removal spells to deal with them.
Right. Faithless Looting now has netted Brennan a Collective Brutality and a Kolaghan's Command in hand, and this is not getting any easier here for Wesley Reed, as Brennan will play a Marsh Flats, and he's got Command at the ready.
Now, being able to go Shatter, deal 2 damage is almost always going to be a 2-for-1 against Affinity.
Here comes the attack. There's the pump. And now I think we're going to get either a push. Wesley's ready to put that Ink Moth in the graveyard. He knows where it's going. He's just trying to figure out how Brennan's going to do it. Brennan's going to use a Fatal Push to take care of it. So there goes the Ink Moth Nexus. Pass the turn back. We'll read over to DeCandio. I imagine Wesley Reed probably won game number 1. But boy, is this tough.
Oh, for sure. This Mardu Pyromancer deck is a nightmare for Affinity.
Fair enough. He actually did win game number 2, so not bad, as here comes Blink Moth Nexus.
So he has the Kolaghan's Command here. He was trying to save it to get like a clean 2-for-1. I actually like going Shattered Discard as opposed to killing Mox Opal or something.
Well, you got what you wanted.
And then you get to untap and play this Bedlam Reveler on a very unthreatening board.
2-for-1, 2-for-1, 2-for-1. Another Kolaghan's Command.
Well...
well, what?
I'm sorry. This might end up being a flawless victory.
Yeah, well,
just
what?
0 permanents on the battlefield, you know, pretty soon here.
That make you discard. There goes a mountain. Yeah, this matchup is as bad as it looks. And the Fatal Push.
All right, so no reason not to just main phase this Fatal Push here before you cast Bedlam Reveler, since you're going to be discarding anyway. While you're just killing an Ornithopter, that does turn off Mox Opal for the turn for next turn as well.
And DeCandio sees that line, and he'll take that line. 3 cards on the way here for DeCandio.
This has just been a nutso draw from Brennan's deck. You know, multiple copies of Kolaghan's Command is one of the best cards in the matchup. Fusing the Wear Tear against the Ether Grid and Cranial Plating from Wesley, it's just been disgusting, especially with the follow-up Bedlam Reveler.
Yeah, well, what do you think about that Springleaf Drum?
The end.
What do you think about? What do you think about that?
You know, it's not quite a flawless victory, but it's close enough.
Yeah. Here's another Bedlam Reveler. Brennan now happy to discard his Fatal Pushes to draw 3 more cards. Picked up 3 lands, but he's got a card in his graveyard. That means that if he draws lands, it doesn't matter, as there's a Faithless Looting. Blood Moon and Wear Cheese.
Is that good?
Burn this tape. I don't want Wesley to see it.
I'm sorry.
I don't want him and his friends or family to see this. This is unkind. What do you think he's going to draw?
Does it? It does. You know, probably Karn. Just 4 mana Karn.
Yeah, just going to pass the turn back with Wesley. It's too much.
Oh,
when Mardu Pyromancer is firing like this, it's very, very difficult to beat us. Here's a Young Pyromancer. Next up is a Blood Moon.
Attack for 8.
Yep. Wesley Reed down to 6.
And there's no way that Wesley can get out of this.
I like it. I like it, though. Rub those hands together.
Sports.
Here we go.
I like this kid. Wesley seems like an all right guy. What is it?
No, you hold it. You don't show
Oh,
him.
Fog. Nice. Nice top deck.
You don't show him. There's a Spire. And a Whip Flare. I'll show you, Young Pyromancer.
I'll whip my flare back and forth.
You go out on your terms. You hear me? You go out on your terms. You do your thing, and that is going to do it. Brennan and DeCandio are going to win this match here decisively over Wesley Reed as Mardu Pyromancer destroys Affinity for DeCandio, and this